some more. Today, another medieval kingdom, and we're gonna talk about Kingdom of England in medieval period. Alright, well, here, this map is depicting England, Scotland and Ireland, but we're gonna talk only of Kingdom of England. So, the time period is between 10 and 15th century. 10 to 15th century. From 927 to 1485. 1485. The first king, Athelstane. So first let's write it down. So Athelstane, who ruled from 924 until 939. So first king. It's the first king of the unified England. Major dynasties, House of Wessex, Normans, Lancastrians and the Yorkists. The population in 1086, for example, it was between 1.5 and 2 million. So, population 1.5 to 2 million people. Very important in 1886. 1086. Alright. The language, Old English and Middle English. Religion, Roman Catholicism, and currencies, the pound sterling, was introduced by Anglo-Saxons. The system of rule was feudal monarchy. Key facts. In 1066, the Norman conquest under the William the Conqueror. So, 1066, William Conqueror reshaped England's aristocracy and architecture. Magna Carta in 1215, first major check on royal power, forced upon King John by the rebellious barons. So, Magna Carta. Another important key fact is the 100-year war. 100-year war. From 1337 until 1453. A complex conflict with France gave rise to English national identity and the legend of Henry V. Another important, historical conflict was War of the Roses, a brutal civil war between houses of Lancaster and York. From 1455 to 1487. And now, let's switch to some unknown facts, maybe for some of us. Secret royal love child. There are persistent rumors that Edward the Fourth of York may have been illegitimate. His father was supposedly away from his mother for long stretches around his conception. Eleanor Cobham, wife of the Duke of Gloucester, was accused of witchcraft and trying to predict the king's death. While trying to predict the king's death, she was imprisoned for life. The Black Death cover-up. In some towns, deaths from the plague were underreported to avoid economic ruin and panic. Knights Templar in England. Well, the Order of the Templars had vast lands and secretive, lucrative influences until suppressions in 1307. The rumors claim hidden treasures away under cover of darkness. So, secret treasures. How about animal trials? In some villages, animals, especially pigs, were put on trial for crimes like murder or theft, and some of were even executed. So, animal trials. Royal bath thieves. Medieval monarchs often had terrible dental hygiene, and King Henry VI reportedly had green teeth. Oh, that's disgusting. Beer or water. Water was often unsafe to drink, so everyone, even children, drank ale daily. So let's note this. Beer, water. Medieval emoticons, manuscripts were sometimes decorated with strange dawdles. Monks drew snails fighting knights, naked people on dragons, and even killer rabbits. Castle toilets were called garderobes, and clothes were hung there because people thought the smell kept moths away. Okay, next. Toilet gossip hubs. Castle toilets were often communal and built over a chute. Servants sometimes evacuated drops from below to catch secrets. Yes, people literally listened to royal gossips through the poop shafts. Oh yeah. Vegetables had social status, so vegetables had royal status. Leeks on onions were commoner food. Nobles avoid them too because they were too smelly, but garlic was a total outcast. If you ate garlic, you might be banned from court until you smelled better. Some farmers believed they could predict the weather based on chicken behavior. If hens flapped at the dusk or walked backward, it was a sign of storms, or maybe angry witchcraft spirits. So, Edward I died in 1307. So, Edward I died in 1307, but his embalmed body was carried around for months during a royal tour. He was considered so tough that even death has scared Scotland, and from that time the corpse was a national symbol. National symbol. Need love advice? Where? Curse your cheating husband, help with the lost castle, or call a local cunning man or woman. They were part healer, part witch, and part gossip magnet, so the cunning folk were medieval life coaches. Another quirky fact is frog amulets. Frog amulets. Well, the frog amulets were dried frogs in little pouches to ward off stomach aches, bad luck, or evil spirits from around. You weren't truly protected unless your frog had all its legs. Skull Cup Party. Some nobles kept skulls of defeated enemies and turned them into drinking cups. So skull cups. And used them at feasts to flex their power. Back then, it was illegal for you to wear certain colors or fabric unless you were noble. A commoner cocked in purple silk. This was a serious threat, and it was mostly accused of treason. Most doctors in that era had no idea what they were doing. Some believe putting a shaved chicken on a dead body, it will resurrect him, or will drive out the plague of a sick one. Valentine's Day started right here. So, Valentine Day. The first known reference to Valentine's Day as a romantic comes from Chaucer poem in 1382. Well, Valentine's Day. Well, If you love English awareness from that period, you can make a daily dose of medieval madness calendar from those gossips back then. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for attending this ASMR Quirky Fact session about medieval kingdom of England. And of course, because we are at the end, until next time, I wish you all the best. Bye